Good evening and welcome to the Coon Rapids City Council meeting for Tuesday, October 2nd, 2018. If you could please rise and join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Griscoviac. Councilmember Kicker.
Here.
Councilmember Demmer.
Here.
Councilmember Geisler.
Here.
Councilmember Johnson.
Here.
Councilmember Wells.
Here.
Mayor Cook.
Here.
One absent, Griscoviac.
Thank you. First item on this evening's agenda is to adopt this evening's agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Kicker, second by Geisler. Any changes, corrections, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And the agenda is adopted. Item number 1, Chief Wise, swearing in of a new police officer.
I am here already, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for the introduction. Actually, Meg, I'll have you come and stand next to me. As you said, Mr. Mayor, my name is Brad Wise. I'm the police chief here for the city of Coon Rapids. In the event that somebody doesn't know me, I'd like to at least to remember my name, perhaps. But tonight, of course, I'd like to take a few minutes, as is our tradition, to introduce our newest police officer as he graduates from our field training program. We think it's important to do this as an introduction to our community because we value the relationship that officers have in serving the people of our town. And tonight we're introducing Officer Meng Yang. Meng was born in St. Paul, later moved to Woodbury, where he graduated from Woodbury High School. On graduation at age 19, he enlisted in the United States Army, a capacity he still serves as a reserve to this day. He enlisted in the Army, where he was subsequently deployed 3 times, twice to Iraq and once to Afghanistan as a reserve. And as I said, he still works in that capacity. Meanwhile, though, Meng always had a passion for law enforcement. So when he found time in between all these duty assignments, he worked a variety of jobs, but always had an eye on his passion for serving the citizens in a law enforcement role, which brought him in 2016 to the city of Coon Rapids, where we hired him as a community service officer. And frankly, we like community service officers that get a chance to be promoted internally. Gives us a great chance to see how they work, how they interact in our town, and in this case, obviously we had very high regard for Meng. And so now we are very happy to have Meng become a sworn licensed police officer for our department. His first day as a police officer trainee was June 11th, 2018. Quite a while ago. Since that time, he's been trained and evaluated on a daily basis. He's been pushed to excel at meeting the particular needs of our community. Our training program is designed to be an extremely stressful process, and I'm sure Meng would agree that there were days that were very stressful as he worked his way through. Because we want to be certain that we've hired the right people. It's a difficult job. It's a difficult job, especially to do well. And in Meng, we believe we have hired the right person, which leads us to where we are now. So Meng, tonight we have removed your trainee badge, and symbolically we removed it symbolically, and tonight we're going to pin you with your permanent badge, which is number 160. There's 2 important things about this particular badge, Meng. First, it symbolizes the faith that the many people who had a hand in your selection and training have in you. We all believe in you. Secondly, and most importantly, is that when looking at this badge, you have to remember that it's a badge that belongs to the citizens of Coon Rapids, and they're entrusting you with it. Never lose sight of that as you serve our community and do your best every day, okay? Right. All right, so you have become a member of a proud organization of dedicated professionals, and on behalf of that organization, I welcome you into our police department family. Know that your peers and colleagues will do all they can to help you be successful. So with that, with badge 160, Meng's wife, Bao Zhang, is going to be pinning him. So Meng will have you sit to the center, and I'll give you this badge. Just like that. Then Mr. Mayor is going to come to the center here and issue the oath.
Yes, I will. All right. If you would raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I, Meng Yang, do solemnly swear
I, Meng Yang, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and discharge faithfully
and discharge faithfully
the duties of a police officer for the City of Coon Rapids
the duties of a police officer for the City of Coon Rapids
in the County of Anoka
in the County of Anoka
and the State of Minnesota
and the State of Minnesota
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service and thanks to your family too.
Welcome. Congratulations. Thank you.
I always feel even more safe on nights like tonight, you know? Yeah, no, feel free. You don't have to stick around for on our account. All right. Next on our agenda, not nearly as fun, is to approve the minutes of the September 18th meeting. Motion by Wells,
Second.
second by Demmer. Any discussion or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, and those minutes are approved. We have 4 items on our consent agenda this evening. First is to approve approve the issuance of a new therapeutic massage enterprise license to Mr. Benton for Massage by Craig at the new location of 1820 Coon Rapids Boulevard Northwest, pending a successful background investigation. He's moving there from 12685 Riverdale Boulevard. Next item, number 4, is to approve the 2018 and 2019 contract for the School Liaison and Prevention Programs Officers Services with Anoka Hennepin School District number 11. And those agreements are at the Coon Rapids High School, Coon Rapids Middle School, Northdale Middle School, and Anoka Hennepin Regional High School, formerly Crossroads Alternatives, and for officers teaching the Drug Abuse Resistance Education, the DARE program, in the elementary schools. The 2018-19 contract includes the River Trail Learning Center as well. And we've been doing this since 1974. Next item, item 5 on this evening's agenda is to adopt resolution number 18-98, certifying delinquent utilities to taxes. And item 6 is to adopt resolution 18-97, miscellaneous assessment, declaring the cost to be assessed, ordering preparation of the proposed assessment roll, and ordering the public hearing for November 7th, 2018 on the proposed assessment roll. And that is for the Board of Adjustment and Appeals is expected to conduct this hearing on December 6th and make a recommendation to the City Council at the December 18th council meeting. Staff will incorporate the process into the required mailing to the property owner, and these assessments include services provided to taxpayers, in most cases code enforcement violations. The terms of repayment are determined by the amount being assessed. The proposed assessments are categorized by the number of years to be assessed and the interest rate recommended, and I've already read the recommendation. So,
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Geisler.
I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Geisler, second by Kicker. Any discussion, questions?
I just had a quick question.
Councilmember Demmer?
So the total of $35 per account makes it look like 2,838 accounts were delinquent. I couldn't get that number. So is it 2 years worth? Because the number of accounts here says 1,300, so that'd be off by 1,500. Did I just miss something?
Did I write that on there, that there's 1,000 accounts? I thought there were, actually, Okay, there is a little confusion on this memo, and I think I'll clarify it right now. Thank you, Council Member Kicker, for pointing it out. On October 3rd, 2018, that really should be 2017.
Ah.
So the number of accounts that were, she just forgot to move the date on those two. You can see it goes from 15 to 17 to 18. So that's just a comparison for what we finally certified. We always start out with a number similar to this $1 million or so. And there were 2,469 accounts when we did this, which will, about half of them will go down if paid before we actually certify it. So, sorry.
So that
was-
99,330 is kind of an estimate, and it'll come down, the admin fee, $35
That'll go
per
down
account.
as well, because a number of these accounts will pay.
Okay,
So,
all right, that was the one I couldn't get to balance, so thank you.
yeah, thank you. Boy, you guys are good.
Hang on, I have to first say, that was an excellent question, Councilmember Demmer.
Oh, he asked
Yeah.
the other day, he said. so
Oh, that was the other day, that's how that happened. We were
Yes.
wondering.
Each asked independently is what we, yeah.
I would have been very confused at this moment if he
Mr.
had-
Stemwell?
One other point of clarification under the item for the contract school liaison officers. The memo mentions that it will include River Trail Learning Center, but the contract does not include River Trail Learning Center.
Okay,
The contract is correct, not the memo.
Okay.
So as you approve the contract, you're approving. an
as I was
accurate
reading
list.
that, I thought interesting, because last year that was a separate contract.
Yes.
So, all right, very good. Anything else, any other, nothing?
So we would approve it with those corrections, that's the.
Well, except what we read, the resolutions are correct.
Yes.
It was the memo that I read was wrong, and the memo, it was just the memos that were.
Contract.
Supporting information.
Is-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We good? Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that the consent agenda is adopted. Item number 7 is to consider resolution 18-23 sub 9, awarding the contract for the Riverwind building package. Mr. Himmer, you want to kind of give us any highlights on this? Looks
Mr.
like-
Mayor, members of the council, after much time and energy put into this project, I'm happy to present to you the award of contracts. I believe Ms. Lensmeyer provided the final resolution. There's roughly 16, 17 separate contracts. They came in very close to what we had anticipated for the budget. Roofing is included in this number, which will also come down from an insurance perspective. We have some rebates that will also be looking for energy efficiencies. I will remind you, however, that we do have some site improvement money on the opposite contracts with custom builders, but we will be under budget compared to what we were proposing for the full scope, including the addendums of adding new windows and, what was the other addendum? Oh, adding a doorway between the garage space and the former teen center, so we have a storage space for that. So with that, I'll stand for any questions you have. Otherwise, I would recommend approval of the various contracts as outlined in the resolution.
Okay. Mr. Himmer, do you see that adding that door from the detached garage into the teen center is going to make the building any less secure? Because it's just that overhead door out there then? Or it's just never been an issue and I'm just not worried about it?
Mr. Mayor, to date, it hasn't been an issue, plus we're considering kind of walling that off to create two separate spaces as we use it for our own storage and other things.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of council? Councilmember Demmer?
So I had a question about the overhead door, because in the one it says remove existing overhead door and all structures hardware, infill with new masonry. And then you said you're gonna use it for storage. So you're only gonna store things that can fit through the normal door and there won't be an overhead door?
No, Councilmember Demmer, we are leaving the overhead door. We did not select that alternate, so we are adding a door between the building and that garage space. There was another alternate to remove the overhead door, so what we would do is kind of divide that space. We would allow us to put some equipment, maybe some pickleball stuff in that from the exterior space, plus to the mayor's point, there will be a lock on that door. So not only would you have to get into the garage, but then you'd have to get through the secondary door.
So of the bid alternates A through H on the drawing, can you just remind me or refresh me which ones you did take?
Pull up my sheet are you on there, Councilmember Demmer?
The drawings that was attached to the agenda is,
First page.
yeah.
Of course, I only have the second page. Hard copy.
Sorry, I was just curious because I kind of misread that. I thought you were doing all of those alternates.
We are doing alternate A, we are doing alternate B, we are doing alternate C. We are not doing D, we are doing E, we are doing F, we are doing G, and we are not doing H.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mayor?
Councilmember Kicker?
So, Mr. Himmer, this new sheet that we have that has a total of 243,000 on the bottom, how
Yep.
does that compare? Why is that different than what we received in the email? There was email that had the Kinghorn Company and it has prelim budget and contract costs. And that totals, the building subtotal was 286,000.
That's correct. What's in the contract is different than what is in the total accounting for the project, because we have some engineering or some architectural drawing work in there. We have some material purchase. We have some contingency in there. So the total cost, I believe you had 320 on the one that
321, yeah, 321, I think, yep.
and we actually, there was a separate bid that came in that wasn't initially included, so we're actually at 310, 381 right now. So we saved an additional $10,000 because we missed that piece. So
Fantastic.
what you have for the award of contracts compared to what's in the pro forma for the project includes materials, some of the overheads, some of the oversight on the project. So we're looking at a budget probably around 315,000.
Okay, and does that 315 also include the roof?
That includes the roof, so then we would have the insurance claim that brings that down. I believe that roofing contract was about 27,000.
Okay.
And then we'll have some XL rebates on top of that. But again, I will caution you that some of that gets offsetted against the additional concrete work and grading and some of the other exterior improvements to tie the building back into the site improvements.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. Any other questions or discussion? We had a motion and a second on this, correct? No? Oh, good. Okay. Is there?
Your Honor.
Councilmember Demmer?
I will move that the City Council adopt resolution number 18-23 sub 9, awarding contracts for the Riverwind Building Remodel Project.
Second.
Motion by Demmer, second by Kicker. Any discussion?
Sure, I'd just say one thing. You know, I grew up in the city of Anoka, and the city of Anoka has had ebbs and flows over the years, and they've lost some of the things that were part of the city in the beginning. There used to be a Carnegie Library there. It's now gone. There used to be a very regal but a little rickety old courthouse there. It's now gone. And I said when this whole process started that even though I don't have any attachment to the Riverwind building, there are many people in Coon Rapids that do. So I really want to commend the people of Coon Rapids for all the work that they've been doing to try to preserve this building, and also commend staff, because as we were talking about preserving this building and going through different ideas and machinations of what it might look like, there were numbers that were out there that were north of $500,000. And I was starting to feel a little difficult about preserving that building for that amount of money. We are now looking at something that is significantly reduced at that. I really want to commend Kinghorn Construction, working with Mr. Himmer to get the number to be right size, right fit, and to be able to preserve this piece of Coon Rapids. So I'm happy to be able to support this tonight. Thank you.
Yep. And while we're throwing those kudos out into Mike Kraft, the architect, who is,
As well.
yeah. All right, excellent. Any other discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. And we're just so happy to have this moving forward. No more workshops on this, no more tours. All right, nice.
There'll be something.
It'll be something, but,
So hi, Denise. Hi, Denise. Saved your building needs.
All right. No other old business, no other new business. We are at the open mic public comment portion of the meeting. Is anybody here for open mic this evening? All right. If you would just come up and approach the podium. Open mic provides an opportunity for the public to address the city council on subjects that are not part of the regular meeting agenda. The public is invited to express any concerns they may have which are relevant to the affairs, policies, or practices of the city of Coon Rapids. Remarks will be limited to 3 minutes. And if you would just start out by giving us your name and address.
Kristen Jadnak, and I live in Oak Grove Apartments, right across the street. I believe, and a few of us do believe, that we need more street lights out there. Right next to the apartments, I believe it's Ocean Breeze Townhouses Rentals. It's black on the sidewalk. You can't see if somebody's coming. And I walk out there with my dog, and a few times I've almost been run over.
Could you give us the address of Oak Grove Apartments, or?
I don't know the address, but the street, the driveway street next to the building and the townhouses, it's 110th.
Okay.
And I have all the streets written down in my notebook, the townhouse streets.
Okay.
And that's another thing, the townhouses, there's 3 driveways. And where I'm sleeping, they're glamorous lights that are at the end of their driveways. Hits me no matter where I have my bed in my bedroom. And I know that kids live in our buildings and the townhouses, and it's pitch black down their driveway. I think they should move the lights down there since we have lights. And then at the end of the driveway, it's like the townhouse, the last driveway for the townhouse, but at the very end, there's like a small playground equipment set up. It's pitch black down there. And I've seen, 7 or 8 young men go back there, and they were sitting lighting lighters. Now, I don't know what they were doing, but for the kids that live in the townhouses and the apartment, and then for our apartment building at the way end, away from Robinson Drive, it's pitch black. We have swing sets and stuff in there for the apartment building. It's pitch black back there, and I don't know. I don't think it's safe.
Well, so my guess is what we're gonna do is we're gonna look in to see who owns that area, who is responsible for the lighting, if it's adequate, and if things need to be changed, and you'll get a response back from staff.
Okay. And then another place that there is no light, but clearly it needs one. Since we live in Oak Grove Apartments on Robinson Drive, right across from the parking lot of ours and the driveway and the garages, next to, across the street, between 111th, I think it is, and Eagle Street, there's no street light. I've seen a couple of people trip on that sidewalk, and I know that there's a swamp back there next to the sidewalk. There needs to be a street light there. I don't know.
Overall, we probably need to kind of look at our lighting, but yeah, we'll take a look at that.
I mean, I think you need lights all over, but those places are
We
close
got
to
plenty of
home.
lights in here right
The
now.
walking paths and that, yeah.
Thank you very much. If you would make sure that she's got your address before you go,
Oh,
then you will
okay.
get something in writing back from staff.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't have my.
Is there anybody else here to address council during open mic tonight? If not, then we will close the open mic portion of the meeting and look for other business.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember
I'd say
Geisler?
maybe ask Chief Wise if he would tell us a little bit about the new Community Watch program.
Yeah, Mayor, Council, yes. You'll see us on social media that we're pushing hard for our program to get citizens to, actually we'll call it register with us for the sake of them informing us that they have cameras set up outside their home. We don't want to have access to the camera. We just want to know where the camera networks are, so in the event that some incident might take place that may have been captured by somebody's home camera, that we would be able to get that information out, or to be able to use those images. Many crimes are caught on privately owned cameras, and we just want to know who to ask who may have seen a car or recorded a car driving by. But yeah, that's our latest initiative. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you.
That's excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, when we toured, is it Lexington Manufacturing up there, I think it was? They talked about they have all the cameras around there, and the police, Coon Rapids Police knew they had those, and there was an incident in an adjacent business, and so they allowed you to look at their video cameras, and yeah, that's a nice tool. All right, other business? Got a groundbreaking today. It's really exciting. Coon Rapids High School is well under construction now for the new entryway, improving security and improving, that's going to be a beautiful facility when it's done.
And Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Gadsden?
And we'll go to Chief Piper, because we don't have a meeting between now and then. Not this Saturday the 6th, but next Saturday the 13th is the fire station open houses.
Yeah, Council, Mayor, Council, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, as we do every year after Fire Prevention Week, we get out to all the schools during the week. Then Fire Prevention Week ends with an open house at all 3 Coon Rapids fire stations from 10 to 12. And the normal things, the trucks are out there, and cookies and hats and balloons, and spray the fire hose and climb on the trucks and all that. So we'd invite everybody to come out for that. But again, that'd be from 10 to 12.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you find out when they're doing the programs, the presentations at the schools, it's pretty impressive to catch the dance, you know. You have somebody new leading the dance this year, don't you? Robert Erickson is
Yes, Mayor, Council, Robert will be part of the crowd, and I've heard they've asked you, Mayor, to be part of the dance, so you can probably
They have
jump
not.
right in. Oh, they have not? Well, I must have got bad information.
Yeah. No. Although at the pet fair, they requested that I put on the bite suit
Oh,
for the canine demonstration, and I said, no, I don't think that's going to happen. So let's see. Tomorrow night, here in these council chambers, the North Metro mayors are hosting a candidate forum for Senate District 36, which I believe will just be the representative for 36A candidates. I don't know if 36B are going to make it, so it should be a fairly short night. And then Thursday evening is the annual Rotary Sampler 18, which will be the big gala up at the Kendall's Bunker Hills Event Center up there, $50, 11 different vendors, 6:30 to 9. I keep looking for me to get something wrong or something you wanted to add. All right. And let's see, a couple ribbon cuttings. The new Cane's, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers is open. Did the ribbon cutting for the Councilmember Wells, what's the name of the fitness center?
Experience.
Experience
Fitness.
Experience Fitness. Yep, did the ribbon cutting up there on that new one. Any other business, Mr. Stemwell?
I think you hit the points I was gonna mention.
Really?
Yeah.
You probably would have done a better job. I should have waited. All right. Anything else, council?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Geisler, second by Johnson to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.